Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel, welcome to this week's new makeup releases where we chat about new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peeked, and I'll let you know what I think about it, and then you let me know what you think down in the comments. And it's okay if we disagree, if I hate something you love, or if you like hate something, that's totally fine. Friends don't always agree, but friends are always respectful towards each other, at least when it comes to a difference in opinions. And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related. I also have a hair in my lip gloss, so if you want to see some more makeup videos, please don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. Yes, I am back to uploading 5 videos a week. I'm gonna try my best to keep myself accountable to that. I love YouTube, but it's been a stressful time. Okay, do we have any like public service now? Wow, I am making myself out to be a much bigger deal than I really am. I am wearing the Glamlite and Hershey collection, which is available. I think we talked about that last week. I was pre-filming last week. Let me scoochy. Let me scoochy to the side. Last week I showed you a picture that only had 3 of the palettes, and then I showed you like a 4th one because I was pre-filming a little bit. But now we know that there are 5 palettes, 4 lip glosses, and a makeup sponge. So that is what's in this collection, and Glam Like did send this collection to me in PR, and I did film this look. I filmed a video. There's going to be a video on swatches next week with that collection if you're interested. I will leave in a pinned comment all the things that I have on my face in case you're interested in knowing what I am wearing. But just know that I did receive this collection, and there will be a video next week. What else was I gonna say? Also I want to like quickly mention that my palette is released now. Last week when I talked about this, we had only announced it, and now it has released. It released on Sunday/Monday, depending on where you are in the world. This is the Hela palette. This is the collaboration between Udens Eye and me. Mine is very well used. I've done a bunch of looks. There are looks on Instagram, there are reels, there are looks here on YouTube. I am trying like slowly but surely to fill up the playlist. I'm still catching up on videos because I just got home from Mexico. I have a little bit of a tan on, no self-tan today, just the Mexico tan. So if you want to see some more things about that, I will leave the link to my reveal video down below. We did sell out of the scarves. Those went very quickly. I was actually a little bit surprised. We're almost out of the first batch as well, but just know that we've already ordered the second batch. So if we are not able to get the second batch in like stock before the first batch sells out, there might be a little while when it's out of stock, but just know that if it ends up being out of stock, it will be back in stock real soon. So I will leave a link to it down below if you are interested, because I mean, I love it. I mean, it's my palette. I love all the looks I've done with it. I love the whole like process of doing this has been so much fun, and seeing your looks has been absolutely amazing. I also, did I mention last week, I think I mentioned the Kaleidos collection as well. They released the neutral collection. You know, I've been a little bit more into neutrals lately. I've been trying to dip my toes a little bit into neutrals, and I've actually been enjoying it. And I love the Kaleidos formula. I mean, Kaleidos and Udens Eye are 2 of my absolute favorite brands, and I'm so lucky to be able to work with both of them. This collection is actually out for delivery. This collection is coming to me today. Let me see if I can get the picture up. It's 2 quads, and there are like 5 blushes, I think, and there's another one of these lip clays. I will film with this tomorrow, so I will also have that one up next week. In case you're interested in hearing what I think about this, if I think that this is the same good Kaleidos formula, and if I'm able to do something that's neutral but maybe a little bit out of the box, I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to be trying this out, and there's a red blush, and I am very excited about that one. So there's another, I have another thing here. Let me get it. I got my first PR package from Colourpop. Let's get into the weekly Colourpop segment, and let's actually do that with me receiving my first Colourpop PR package since moving here. And I will say I received it before launch, but I was in the US. Ricardo was like, you received the package. It says pop art. So let me show you. Okay, let me just show you quickly here, and then I can pop up a picture. This is the Pop Art Collection by Colourpop. There are some like lip and eye sets. They're like trios. This is long hair. Ew. This is the Lollipop Lippy Duo. And let me show you what these look like. This is actually a new product from Colourpop, and they are basically like dual-ended pens like this. One is a lip pencil, and the other one is a lippy crayon. This is the more nudie set, and there are also like some eye crayons that have an eye crayon and an eyeliner, and then there are some blushes as well. Let me put this on the floor, and yeah, I can pop up the picture here so you can see. I think this is how I feel. I am not 100% sure that I think that this was 1,000,000% needed in the Colourpop range. It depends on if they're gonna build on this and like make more dual-ended stuff. Will I be you? If there's really good like if the lip formula is really good with the liner and the lipstick, that could be really good. The crayons from Colourpop I haven't been loving. It's not been my favorite. I really do love the powder blushes though, and two of these, one is a peach and one is like a deeper, almost like terracotta peach. I mean, I'm always in for more of an orangey cheek, orangey lip, orangey everything, to be honest. So that could be really fun. But I will say, I'm not like blown away by how this looks. I wouldn't like be like, oh my god, throw yourself at the side, buy this now. That's not how I feel about this. Maybe I'll do a reel or something about this. I have been so into reels lately. Reels, I'm back on the reels train. I've been enjoying reels. So if you love seeing short stuff like that, I would definitely recommend to check me out on Instagram. These are available now though, and I think that they look nice, but I need to try them out and see like, how do I feel about the formula? Oh my god, did I glue my eye together? How do I feel about the formula? Do I feel like this is like needed? Because I'm not 100% sure that I think that it's needed. There's another thing from Colourpop as well. I think this was like what was announced last week, and then this week they released, this is coming, or I don't know. I don't know if this is available or not. Wait, this is round 2 of Colourpop and NBA. Let me see if I have it. Okay, never mind. Both of these are also available. So they have like just padded out this collection with 2 more teams. It is the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. So 2 New York teams, right? I don't care about sports, and I care even less about like basketball. I'm not a sports person, I'm gonna be honest. They start collabing with like esports teams, I might be into that, but I think a lot of people are going to be excited to see that they're expanding with more teams. If this is a like well-received launch, maybe they'll do more teams in the future, because I do get the appeal of it. Like, this isn't, I mean, at first I was like, this is a weird collab, but this isn't weirder than cereal or cartoon collab. It's just another collab. I love orange and blue together. I've actually heard that these are pretty good quality, but I'm not gonna pick any of these up because I'm not into sports. I don't know anything about basketball, but I just wanted to let you know that it is available in case you are interested. Here's something that I am actually very, very interested in, and I will be picking one of these up. I will be picking at least one of these up, and these are the new mini palettes by Viseart. They have made the big 12-pan palettes that used to be, I think, over $100, are now in mini palettes, like the mini format, for $40 each. So it is the palettes that they have had before, but now in a smaller format. Here's the thing. Most people don't pan eyeshadows. Most people don't pan eyeshadows unless you are committing to, like, if you're like, I am gonna pan this. And when you pan eyeshadows, it is usually over a several year period. And this is the palettes that I've had before: Editorial Brights, Warm, Dark, Cool, Neutrals, and Milieu. I hope I'm not butchering that, but now in a smaller version. And I am gonna get the dark one, because I always wanted to have that, but I always thought that it was just a little bit too expensive, a little bit too much product, and all people were like, oh, but you get so much product for your money, and I'm like, oh, that's not really a selling point for me, because I don't go through eyeshadows. But I think I will be picking up that dark one, and I could see myself getting the cool one. I could see myself getting the cool one too. I don't know. I'm waiting for these to get to Beautylish because I like ordering from Beautylish, but they are available at Viseart now in case you're interested. I'm gonna order at least one of them as soon as I see them at Beautylish, because yeah, I'm actually intrigued. This is something that I did buy, and it is available at Sephora now, and that is the new Makeup Forever HD Skin. We did talk about this, I don't remember, like 2 weeks ago, that there was like a sneak peek of this new foundation. Basically, they're updating their HD formula again. I haven't tried, I don't think I've tried either of the two before, but I've always heard good things about them, and the claims for this one sounded really, really good. It's like a liquid foundation that blurs and covers imperfections for up to 24 hours, powered by micro skin system that syncs with the skin for true to skin finish, medium coverage. Sounds wonderful. I am hoping that I matched myself to a good shade. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like sometimes it's so easy. Like you see it on the model, you're like, yes, that's me. And then sometimes it's so hard. So I hope I matched myself to a good foundation. I will be trying this out as soon as I get it. But I did buy this. It did launch well, this morning. I'm filming this on a Thursday, so it is available. I will leave a link to it down below. There's another foundation that's also launched at Sephora, and that is the, well, this isn't a foundation. This is the One Size Turn Up the Base Beauty Blur Balm Foundation. 3-in-1 skin-loving blurring beauty balm to boost hydration, balance oil, and blur texture while providing a buildable, soft, matte finish. This sounds like it's going to be a little bit like the Fenty Eavesdrop. I really love the Fenty Eavesdrop, and I was actually contemplating buying both this one and the HD foundation, but I think I want to feel this one in store. I love the Fenty Eavesdrop. I actually used it in a video that went up on Monday. Is that true? Yeah, on Monday. I Get Ready With Me, but my shade is too light. I have the shade 8, which is just too light for me because I have a tan now. I've been in Mexico, and it is my perfect shade when I don't have any kind of tan on, but shade 8 is just too light for me when I have any like sliver of tan on. So I would love to either get the Fenty Eavesdrop in the darker shade, or maybe I could try this one if this is also a soft matte, like light to medium thing, because it sounds like that, right? It's available in 18 shades for $33. This is one of those things I would like to touch it in store, but I think it sounds really good. I've heard a lot of people really like the One Size concealer. I have been a little bit hesitant to One Size because I didn't really love how Patrick Starr had been like acting out in public during the pandemic, but I also will say that I am the first person to not forgive and forget, but like hope that people learn from their mistakes and move on, because I would hate for people to judge me on things that I've done that I've grown from as well. So yeah, I am interested in this one. Please let me know what you think about it. I think I'm gonna search for some reviews and I'm gonna see it in store. I'm also gonna mention a thing from Makeup Revolution. I don't talk too much about Makeup Revolution. If you think Colourpop releases a lot, like Makeup Revolution has at least 3 releases a week. Like it's insane. But I wanted to mention this one because I honestly think that this looks really good, and the things that I have the most luck with from Makeup Revolution is their powder product for the face. Those are usually the best products according to me from Makeup Revolution. I've had really good luck with their powder highlighters, powder bronzers, and powder blushes, and these are new powder blushes in like this swirly like marbled finish, and the packagings look really cute as well. They seem like they're baked, and they seem like they're a little shimmery. I think that these look really cute, and they have a really nice range. It goes from light to dark. There's also a nice orange. I'm not gonna pick this up, but I honestly think it looks really nice. And yeah, they did have a bunch of other releases as well. Maybe we should talk about the Lion King one though, because I feel like that's a big release for them, right? That's like a big thing. This is not the first time Makeup Revolution is collaborating with Disney. I will say that Disney will obviously quite literally just collab with anyone. There is another Disney collab coming in this video as well. This is, first of all, okay, I have some questions. First of all, the inside of the palettes is what any Makeup Revolution palettes are. It doesn't really make that much sense, and I feel like Makeup Revolution releases so many palettes that have these primary bright colors that at some point it's just like it's all the same. So for that reason, I'm just like, whatever. The big palette I think has a pretty cute color story. It's a little bit more muted. There are some yellows and that murky green. Obviously I'm into that, but also some neutrals. I feel like that one makes sense. The smaller ones I feel look like any other palette that Makeup Revolution has done. Maybe the one with the greens and the lavender, that's a nice one, but the other two I feel like are so redundant, especially in their collection. Why is it cheetah print? I mean, what? Why is it cheetah print on the Lion King collection? I don't know, asking for a friend. I was so close to buying this from Natasha Denona. She's releasing new lip products, but I had to hold myself in because I am not in love with pink lipsticks. Why am I out here trying to buy pink lipsticks while I'm laying on the beach in Mexico? Makes no sense. I'm not even into pink lipsticks. Will say one of these, there are 3 lip glosses, 3 lip liners, and 3 lipsticks. They're like 3 sets. So one is very pink, one is like a brownie pink, and one seems more like a peachy brown. That one looks really pretty, but I don't need more lipsticks, and especially not when it's like, this is part of a pink collection. What if it actually is pink? And I'm like, so rarely wear pink. I could see myself getting that set, but I'm gonna have to see it in real life. I'm gonna have to see it in real life because honestly, I don't know what to think of it. I really, really do like both the lipsticks and the lip liners from Natasha Denona though. They are really, really good quality, and these are available now, so I would link them down below. I thought they were beautiful, but I was like, I had to reel myself. Listen, I love the brand, but I'm not that brand loyal. I'm not buying stuff that I'm like, bitch, you're not gonna use that. Stop it. There's also a sneak peek from Hindash. I love the liquid liner from Hindash. It is so good. It is so beautiful. I 1,000,000% recommend it. It is available at Cult Beauty and it is available at Beautylish. I bought it at Beautylish. And they're releasing something new. And this says, Hindash wrote on Instagram, mattes made in heaven. Is this matte eyeshadow? Because that palette, like, it doesn't matter how much people say, oh, the palette is amazing. I wouldn't use that. Like, I wouldn't get good use out of that palette. It doesn't matter if it's amazing if I'm not going to use it. But these colors, if these are mattes, because they're gradient. Do you think he's going to release another gradient palette, but with these colors? If he does, sign me the fluff up. I'm getting it. Okay, let's do the other Disney collab. I was so close to buying this as well because I love Winnie the Pooh. And this is Spectrum and Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh. I might still buy this. I might still buy this. I think this is adorable. It is brushes. It is a piglet sponge. It is a like retractable kabuki brush with Tigger on it. It is a brush cleaner. They're like a little makeup bag. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. I might still buy this. I might still buy this. Don't judge me if I buy this. I might. I've been actually really good. I haven't bought that much makeup. Now I'm like, oh, this is coming, this is coming. But I'm gonna be honest, I bought the HD foundation and I haven't... Have I bought anything else? I don't think I bought anything else. I made that Sephora order and I bought the Cinema Secret brush cleaner. I've been really good in February. Like, holding it together. It also seems like the Pat McGrath and Bridgerton is gonna have a round 2 and there's gonna be some lip products. These also look pink, so I don't think it's gonna be for me. But I think it's cool and I don't think it's a bad idea to release a round 2 with some lip products because there were no lip products in round 1. And also these products are probably gonna fit very well with the eyeshadow palette that is pink. I just have to be like, Angie, you don't even like pink lipstick, so what are you doing? Stop it. Patrick Ta has released some new products. I think these are like existing products, but new shades, because the cream and powder blush duos have new colors. Oh, the plumping glosses are new, and then there are 4 new shades to the blush duos. I wasn't the biggest fan of the blush duos, and every time I say that, there's always people like, they're my favorite, and I understand, I really do. They weren't my favorite. I didn't think they were bad, but I never reached for it over any of my other products. Plumping glosses are literally a punishment because these have like, you know, spices and chili to make your lips like die. I'm not about that life. I'm not about the stingy lip life. Listen, if I want bigger lips, I'll get fillers. I'd rather bite my lip than put this torture device on. So for me, this is an absolute no-go, but maybe you're interested. When is this being available? Okay, so they should be available. I'll link them down below. They're not for me, but I realized they're for somebody. And also Makeup by Mario has released a new lip product, and this is the Ultra Suede Cozy Lip Creme. This is available. I want to try the glossy lipstick that he released, the serum lipstick. Still sold out, still not restocked. That's the one I want to try. I think these shades are really beautiful, but I don't think that these are for me, unless I swatch them in store and I'm like head over heels in love with them, because I really do like the shades, not the pink one, but the other two. But I don't think that I will be ordering this, but I am so ready for his, like, the serum glossy lip to be restocked, because I need that. I need it badly. Hand it over. We've already seen Too Faced summer collection. It's launching in March. I'm not surprised that we're seeing these summer collections since the spring collection literally launched in December before Christmas. Do you remember? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And this is a summer collection that's apparently launching in March. I'm still like, for me, March. I'm still in my heart. I'm Swedish. Like, I'm Swedish. For me, March is like, this could be a snow month. So for me, having a summer collection in March is just weird. I think, and I'm just basing this on, sometimes I look at the likes. I look at the likes on Trendmood, and this collection has so many likes on Trendmood. And I think a lot of people are just dying for a new Too Faced collab. They love Too Faced, they are Too Faced stans, and they love brown eyeshadows. And I think a lot of people that watch this are also like, oh my god, I cannot wait for another neutral palette from Too Faced, because I've heard the good quality. And if that's you, that's perfect. For me, I don't really see the difference between this one and the one they had before. Because they had one in this format, and just seems to be the same but different packaging. I think that for me, I'm like, a brown is a brown is a brown. But I realize for a lot of people, you feel about browns as I feel about blues. They're all different, and I just don't see it. There's another one of these lip injection. They're more shades. Same as I thought about the Petite. That is a torture device. I won't do that. And then there are new, I think these are reformulated bronzers. I decluttered my bronzer from Too Faced. It was way too cool tone for me. It actually looked like a contour, and I don't contour. So it looked like Halloween makeup on me. So I didn't like it at all, so I decluttered that one. I wish they would brought in a bit, because I think the packaging is so pretty. It's called Sunset Strip. Imagine if they did this collection, because there's one peach and one like almost vanilla, but imagine if they actually did a more like pastel yellow and a pink. Like if they incorporated that a bit more. Maybe it is incorporated a bit more, and when you see it in real life, it all makes sense. I just wish that a little bit more of the packaging had been shown like in the palette, because the packaging is stunning. That's really, really pretty packaging. There is a new collab from Morphe as well. Morphe is collabing with Naya Ni. I love when people put on their Instagram how to pronounce their name. It says pronounce Naya Ni. Thank you so much, Nyqvist. That's really helping me. I am actually following her on Instagram. I think she is incredibly talented and very inspirational. I don't necessarily love when palettes are this big. I don't mind a mid-size palette. I can really get on board with the mid-size palette. I've been having more and more fun with mini palettes, mid-size palettes, but when it's this big, it's normally not my kind of like palette. I also am not 100% sure why they did a divide inside and not just do 3 different palettes or more of an ombre, because I don't love how that looks on the inside. It is, is this a rainbow palette? Maybe, but instead of reds there are pinks, and I love pink eyeshadow. So I don't hate how this looks if you want a rainbow palette. If you love Morphe, Morphe is not my favorite eyeshadow formula. For me, they are very hit or miss. And for me, when they're good, they're okay. And when they're not, they're tragic. So for that reason, I'm trying to stay clear of Morphe, because I have been disappointed with them in the past. But if you are a big fan, or if you really love Morphe, maybe this is for you. I'm pretty sure it's available. I will link it down below. Here is something that I am so excited about. Why do I keep getting hairs in my lip gloss? Stop it. This is the Meet Me at Midnight. This is the next palette from Lois Cosmetics. The Meet Me in the Underworld, it came out at a time I just had too much on my table. I was not able to take on more things, but this one was so beautiful, and it reminds me a lot of the Shroud Arcana palette, just a little bit more shades to choose from. This has 16 shades, and I feel like there is such a good mix of light, dark, mattes, shimmers. The Arcana palette was a palette that the owner said that they were going to send it to me in PR, and then it never showed up in PR, and then it just ended up being a little bit too old for me to be able to like do something dedicated on it with my channel. So I think instead I'm going to try this one. It looks beautiful, and the owner of Lois Cosmetics actually did send this one to me in PR, and I will do a video on it as soon as I have it. It actually should be with me next week, so there could be a video on this one next week. So don't forget to check that one out. I am super interested in this. There are so many different color schemes that I love. Murky greens, bright blues, jewel tones. Like there are so many different categories of makeup that I love. And like these kind of jewel tones with the dark shades definitely is a group of colors that I enjoy. So I'm looking forward to trying that one a lot. And had it not been sent to me in PR, I would have bought it myself, so I feel very lucky in that regards. Let's see, I have some other indie things I want to talk about. One of them is that Copacetic Cosmetics, which is a smaller indie brand, they are doing some bundles with different smaller influencers. One of them is Sea Nut Butter Beauty, which is someone that I do talk a little bit behind the scenes in DMs. And then we have, let me see so I don't say it incorrectly. The other one is K Arenia, and then we have one with Pan the Replay, and the last one with Local Blush. So these are 4 different bundles that are curated by these influencers, and I think that all look really cute. I will link it down below in case you want to have a peek at it. I always think that it's so fun to see like smaller indie brands and smaller influencers working together and just lifting each other up, because do you remember when there was a time when only really big makeup brands and really big influencers, they were the only ones getting opportunities? And I'm just so happy to see a couple of years around down the road where we are right now, and I'm just it makes me so happy to see stuff like this. I also want to quickly mention that the Glam Natrix Nocturnal palette is launching on the 19th of February. I will leave a link to that down below, because it's not 19 today, right? No, it's 17, so it's tomorrow then. Oh, it's tomorrow. Fun. It is an Australian indie brand. I did talk about this palette when they sneak peeked it a couple of weeks ago, but now we're getting so close to launch, so I want to remind you about it again. This is a very beautiful palette, but I think I'm gonna pass on this one just because I am gonna be diving a little bit more into the collection that I have on my eyes today. I also have the September Rose palette, the new one. Still pretty. I have that already here. I got that one in PR. We talked about that a week ago. And I have the Kaleidos coming today, and I have the Lowest Cosmetics one. So I definitely already have plenty of things on my plate. I don't need to be adding more things. There is a palette coming from Nabla. This palette is Read My Mind palette. It is launching on February 23rd on Nabla Cosmetics, featuring 16 innovative shades laid out to be read in multiple ways, by lines, by quads, or by mixing and matching the shades as you feel. I think this sounds interesting and unusual, and I'm very intrigued to be trying this out. I think I will pick this up. I think I just like, my mind told me they're very interested to be will I be trying this one instead? I think that this is a very interesting layout. I think this looks very interesting. I really do like trying out Nabla. Will I be trying this one? I don't know. I'll see how I feel on release day, but like I said, I do have a couple of palettes to be reviewing right now, so I'm putting a maybe pin in it, but it's not impossible that I cave and get it, because I do really love Nabla as a brand, but I'm putting a maybe in that one. There is also a new launch on the horizon for Lethal Cosmetics, and this is being revealed on Lethal Cosmetics YouTube channel on Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow. So do check it out if you're interested, but we will definitely be talking about this again next week when we've been able to see what it is. The sneak peek looks beautiful, but right now I don't have anything but this. Okay. Do I have anything more I want to talk about? Should we talk about this Ofra thing? This is the Lotus collection by Ofra Cosmetics. Ofra Cosmetics has been in a bit of a timeout for me. I didn't like what the former, was he CEO, what he did? He did a sign that can be read as a sign for white supremacy. I mean, I don't know what's in his heart. I have no idea. Since then, he has stepped down and somebody else has stepped in. The one that has stepped in is his daughter, but I would hate if anyone would judge me based on parts of my family, because like I am my own person. Like sometimes blood is not thicker than water, and I am, like I said, I'm not the person to forgive and forget, but I am the person to be, okay, show me how you've grown, show me how you are better. So I do feel like maybe I am ready to hope that Ofra has become better. I don't know. It's so hard sometimes. They did donate a lot of money, and I can only hope that they're trying to be better. Sometimes I feel like we are so easy to like cancel forever, but for me, I'd like to think like what would be okay for me, like how can I move forward. And of course, this is not like an apology for me to accept, like I'm a Swedish white woman living in Texas, like who am I to be accepting an apology about this? I have no right to do that, but I also would like to give people an opportunity to show that they have grown and learned. I do think that this collection is very interesting, and I like where Ofra is going with this collection, because it feels like they are taking a step out of their comfort zone and just creating an eyeshadow palette that I think a lot of people are going to look at and be like, oh, what an interesting color scheme. It's not for me. It's a little muted for me, or a little like mid-tone and light for me, but I really do like how it looks, and I think a lot of people that like neutrals is going to think that this is adventurous enough. They also say that this is an enhanced shadow formula with more pigment payoff, which sounds really lovely to me, because I didn't dislike the Ofra formula. It was just a little bit too... It's that formula that you have to build. Like, it's not that it's thin, but it's not as pigmented on the get-go, but you can build it. But I prefer something that is a little bit more pigmented than that. And it's interesting to hear that they might have done that. Then there is a highlighter, and it is a Pure Glow finishing powder, which is an illuminating finishing powder. And that is something that I love. I love illuminating finishing powder. So that is something that I could be interested in. I don't think I'm gonna buy it like on launch. But again, there are brands that I am not buying from that have been on a very long hiatus, and it's usually because they keep doing the same things again, like the same things again and again and again. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That doesn't show growth at all. And then there are brands that do one bad thing, and even if they do other bad things, it's at least not the same bad. Like, you need to show some kind of growth. So for me, I'm just a slightly optimistic. Let's put it like that. Because again, I don't want to be the person that tells other people that they can't grow and that they can't be better, because I would hate if someone told me that. I think that is everything that I wanted to talk about. And if you disagree with me, that is perfectly fine. I am not telling you how to feel. You are okay to tell me how you feel down below, but try to be a little bit civil. Sometimes when I say don't caps lock scream in the comments, there are still people caps lock screaming in the comments. You are allowed to disagree, but sometimes people are so rude when they disagree, and I don't understand why. I am open. I'm open to the discussion. Oh, while we're talking about this, should we talk about the new sneak peek from Juvia's Place as well? Because Juvia's Place also got themselves in some hot water, and I am extremely disappointed with what I saw, and maybe even more here, because like with Ofra, it was the owner of the brand, and I don't think, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he had that much to do with like formulations or like actually working with like color schemes and stuff like that. Maybe that is rude of me to assume that, but I am gonna assume that he didn't really have much to do with like the makeup part of things. But with Juvia's Place, they had a creator visit Juvia's Place, and they did a tutorial at Juvia's Place headquarters, and she said a slur, and they filmed it, edited it, and uploaded it to Juvia's Place, and nobody caught it. And this just shows a big lack of knowledge and understanding what is okay to say, because it is not an okay thing to say. Even me, again, being a Swedish, even though I speak perfectly good English, this is not my native tongue. Sometimes stuff just goes over my head and I don't understand, but even I know. Even I know this is a slur, this is not something you say. And I think it really showed that even if you are a Black-owned inclusive brand, there can still be a lot of gaps in knowledge and still be a lot of problems with inclusivity or just showing the same respect to everyone, if we're gonna be honest. So I was very, very disappointed by this, and I didn't like the first apology that they put out either. They had like one of those story apologies that was basically like, oops. And I do think that like, if you get called out, you need to take accountability and be like, we messed up. And they did do a second apology that they put on their feed. I don't know if they kept it or not. I don't think that if you do an apology that you should have to keep it up for forever. And I haven't checked back to see if it's still there. But at least they did an apology. They put it in their feed. It didn't disappear in 24 hours. And they acknowledged that it was wrong. So I will say I was very, very disappointed about that. They did make an apology. I can only hope that this is like a learning experience for them, that maybe they need to hire new people, maybe they need to have a lecture, maybe this is a opportunity to grow and learn, because I have to think, and if I don't think this, I am gonna grow sad and petty and negative. I have to think that people are not inherently evil, that most people want to do what's right and want to be good people. I know this isn't true for everyone, but I have to think that it's true for most people. And therefore, when things like this happen, and when brands or people or influencers or brand owners or whatever, when they do an apology that I think feels somewhat sincere, I have to believe that they mean it and that they want to be better. If I didn't, I'd be so cynical, and I'd rather be naive than cynical. I even have a tattoo, it's here. It says, when in doubt, love. And it's basically, if I doubt, I'd rather love than hate, because I'd rather be naive than cynical. So yeah, I'm very disappointed, but again, like with Ofra, I don't know. I'm just hoping that this was a learning experience, because I have my dog here. Sorry, I got a dog interruption. I don't know if he wants to come up or what he's doing. I'm sorry, he's out of frame. But I think it's important for us as influencers, as reviewers, as customers, to call out behaviors like this when it happens, so that we can keep brands accountable, so that they can be better. Because for me, and I can only speak for me, again, if you disagree, that's perfectly fine. And if you have other opinions about this, please let me know down below. But for me, my end goal is not to end brands or to get people unemployed or to like stuff like that. That's not my goal. My goal is for brands and people, and me as well, to be a better version of themselves. And yes, I might be naive. I have no idea. I don't think I can even move my chair because the dog is here. You're gonna have to do it like this. Thank you so much for being here. And again, if you disagree with me, please let me know down in the comments, but try and keep it respectful. I respect your opinion. I really do. And even if you don't respect my opinion, please respect that this is my platform at least. You don't need to be screaming at me in the comments. My dog is laying on my chair, so here I am. I hope you're having a really good Friday. I hope you are having a really good weekend, and I will see you again on Monday for a new video. Bye!